Why is SWIFT the future of cross-border payments?
Because we have 10,000 banks on the network, and that, I think, is a resilient system, correspondent banking. And the other reason is we're innovating like crazy.
You know, when we talk about what the SWIFT network is today, I think it's a step forward when you're switching from kind of, you know, if I may, horse and buggy to, you know, hey, can we make the horse and buggy go faster? Sure, but if we can actually just move to a Ferrari, let's do that.
Gottfried, how do you feel about a partnership with Ripple?
Well, first,
we can negotiate it here.
Let's do that.
SEC is preparing to sue that crypto startup. The asset in question here is called XRP.
You still want a banking license, right? Even though you have this deal with BNY.
Pursued in a requested application to apply for an OCC license, as well as a Fed master account,
Had the XRP fudsters back in action with the Consensys Swift deal now public. Years of hype, still no deal. Swift sidesteps XRP again. Oh no. So the big thing here we need to remember is these two have been fierce rivals since the beginning. It's been a big part of Ripple's modality to point out the frailties of this archaic legacy system. And I think they've done a terrific job in doing so. We can see that through the partnerships that they have amassed over the last decade in particular. And to me, this screams of a crybaby move of monumental proportions. Everyone's caught up with the headlines saying, oh no, it's not Ripple or XRP that they've chosen. There's a few components to this too in particular. One of the key points is I don't think they get along very well. And I don't think it doesn't seem like there's much scope to work together. And I think they know Ripple is superior. And I think they're threatened by Ripple. So it makes sense that they come up with some sort of pragmatic solution to prototype out among other networks to at least have some sort of footprint. The key, though, with this is they still need to build this as an interoperable system. And interoperability is critical for us because at the end of the day, we have the Interledger protocol, which is the backbone of interoperability. And we also have ODL. They can run whatever channels they want. They're still never going to be able to provide the levels of liquidity to solve their nostro-vostro problems, the holding of destination fiat without ODL. So they're going to be tapping into it one way or another, whether they like it or not. And the other thing to remember here is a lot of the banks that have kind of signed onto this or have been referenced, more than half of them are already working with Ripple or indirectly. And I'd say even more are that are under NDA. So it's all smoke and mirrors, in my opinion. And the real kicker for me has always been the simple Netflix Blockbuster analogy. I did a little story on it today. That's exactly what it screams. We're moving into a moment in time where, much like streaming, the entire financial landscape is going to change and the archaic design is going to fall away rapidly. Blockbuster did not last long once Netflix kicked into gear. Netflix had a lot of resistance. They had legal problems as well. They got stonewalled. They got pushed back. But once they rip-roared and once they got their legal compliance in check with their licensing, obviously licensing content and stuff everywhere, regionally, with studios, all that, they changed the game forever. And pretty soon, Blockbuster and Video Easy just drifted into the never-never. I'm not saying Swift will drift into the never-never, but I'm saying that it's going to become a hyper-competitive landscape. And if you haven't got your shit together, you're going to get left behind. And this is Ripple's game. They've been doing this for 10, 15 years. They've got a 15-year head start on them because they've got this dogma about them where they clearly haven't wanted to work with Ripple. They've snubbed them. I think they lose. I think they lose really badly. Whether that's just market share or they get completely destroyed, that's how I read it. So whether they like it or not, they're still going to be leveraging ODL because the big institutions will need to do it. Stable coins won't cut the mustard. I've proved that across multiple pieces of content. So that's where I stand on Swift. Smoke and mirrors, you saw it clear as day, doesn't affect the price. No one gives a shit. And remember, they're fierce rivals. They've been fierce rivals for a long time. The new kid on the block coming off to, knock off the Mac Daddy, it's about to change.